The PickleRoll is a revolutionary product that streamlines court refinishing or court repurposing for the pickleball sport. It also provides a high-quality temporary solution for pickleball courts. Today, we're going to break down the installation process. This video will list the tools and labor needed to permanently install a full-size pickleball court on an existing concrete pad. This PickleRoll is our single court with roll dimensions at 30 by 60 and court dimensions 20 by 44 feet. It will need to be installed by 4 people. If the customer is looking to have the pad ready for us to install, they will need to complete the prep work to the standards that will be laid out in this video. First, we assess the existing concrete pad and determine if the surface is smooth and level. For concrete pads or courts that are being repurposed for the PickleRoll, it may be necessary to refinish or touch up the existing concrete pad or court. In this case, it was necessary to refinish a few localized spots to create a finished concrete pad that will be acceptable for the PickleRoll. We begin by unloading the tools necessary to complete the install. This consists of PPE, such as gloves, masks for dust, earplugs, and safety glasses, a surface leveler, multiple clean buckets, we recommend at least 6 for different mixes of concrete and glue, generator or access to 110 volts of power. Power tools such as concrete drill, mixing drill bit, leaf blower, angle grinder, and supporting bits or pads, adhesive trowel, a squeegee, box cutter style knife, and a tape measure or a chalk line. The first step is to take the scraper and ensure no high spots or concrete residue is protruding above the surface of the pad to prevent punctures or uneven spots on the finished product. While doing so, we begin to mix the surface leveler in order to fix any spots that need attention. When the surface leveler is ready, pour this in the localized areas and spread accordingly. Once the concrete patch is fully dried, we are ready to prep the surface. Using the angle grinder and concrete disc, sand the entire surface down with the appropriate grit sanding disc. This acts as a primer and will help the glue adhere to the concrete. After sanding the concrete pad, it is extremely important to blow off any excess concrete dust and debris that may be present. Unloading the PickleRoll. The PickleRoll ships rolled up and wrapped for protection during travel. Due to the weight, approximately 1,200 pounds, and length, a heavy-duty trailer is recommended. To unload the roll, we will use trailer ramps to roll it, under a controlled descent, to a set of special dollies. These can be custom or padded car wheel dollies. It is extremely important to have the trailer on level ground and ensure the team has great communication. The roll is heavy, and a mishap could cause serious injury or death. While communicating as a team, ensure the roll is stable on the ramps and descends under control. Once the roll makes it to the dolly, ensure that each dolly is secured and it will not slip once moving. We recommend unloading as close to your concrete pad as possible, but for demonstration purposes, we have opted for a short distance away to show the flexibility the dollies provide. From here, we're going to roll the PickleRoll in line with the court before preparing to roll the PickleRoll off onto the pad. Here you will see we have a slight incline on the pad. It is extremely important to make sure no sharp rocks, old stumps, pipes, or debris is present as you run the risk of puncturing the roll material. Once the roll is ready, use good communication and teamwork to get the roll onto the pad. Next is when the fun begins. Here we will unpack the roll and prepare to lay down the material. Remove the plastic wrap and tape. Always peel the tape towards the edge to prevent wrinkling or tearing of the pad. Also ensure that your knife blade does not puncture or tear the material. Next, we focus on the alignment, and do so by rolling the PickleRoll back and forth to ensure it will lay in a straight path. Once confirmed, the next step involves rolling the PickleRoll forward about 3 feet. This is where we will lay the initial glue. We will use the manufacturer's recommended glue, and upon application, we will wait for this glue to flash. To apply the glue, we recommend using a trowel that has ridges on at least one side to ensure the glue isn't too thick, but will also not be too thin. Here you can see the ridges these trowels leave behind. This is extremely important, as too little glue will not adhere properly, and too much glue can leave uneven pockets under the material. Keep in mind the glue is extremely tacky, and it is not easy to remove the roll and start over. As previously mentioned, once the glue has been laid, it will need to flash. Once the glue is applied, it will begin to change color, and appear more clear. As the glue changes to a translucent color, it will also develop a shiny or reflective sheen, as opposed to the matte cream color it starts as. Next, we will roll the pickle roll back to the beginning and stick the first part on the concrete. You will need to make sure there is an overhang unless you are working with an exact sized match pad. Next, we apply the glue where the roll just sat and prepare to unroll the entire roll. Note: due to the tack of the glue, it is extremely important to unroll the quart evenly to prevent any bending of the tube. This can cause wrinkles that require extra labor to mitigate. When unrolling, keep even pressure on the center as well as the sides. If you push or pull exclusively on the ends of the roll, it will cause the center to buckle. It may not be obvious either, as even a small bend can cause issues due to the width of the roll. We recommend going no more than 6 feet at a time when applying the glue to ensure it has time to flash. This will also help keep the glue under control as we lay the material down. Patience is key here to ensure a long-lasting bond between the roll and the concrete. In any outdoor setting, the glue can attract dust, dirt, leaves, and so on. Keeping a controlled distance will help prevent this from being an issue. Non-excessive dust and dirt is okay and may be nearly impossible to control, but large items such as sticks, leaves, etc. must be removed in a timely manner to prevent the glue from bonding with them. It's recommended to only install the pickle roll on a day with low wind, good sunlight or cloud cover, low humidity, and no chance of rain. A rainstorm will create a difficult and messy situation that may not be recoverable. Now that we have the system down to lay the glue, we will continue to do so until we reach the end. Note: during this time, it is extremely important to maintain your trowel and prevent glue from getting too gummed up on the ridges. This will ensure the proper spread of the glue. If you're experiencing a smooth spread of glue, stop and clean or replace your trowel. Once we reach the last portion of the roll, it's important to stop and measure the distance to the end. You don't want to go too far with the glue and leave a tacky mess on the exposed concrete. It is also important to ensure you have glue all the way to the edge, as an exposed edge can cause peeling or chipping in the future, especially in outdoor courts that experience temperature changes, weather, and more. Here we will mark our final area and lay glue to that point. A mistake here could jeopardize the entire project, so take your time and ensure these steps are followed meticulously. We recommend taping off the end and marking it with a tape line and/or a chalk line. Once this is laid, double check to make sure it's straight. Next, we will trim the end to fit exactly to this line. Once this line is confirmed, we will roll back the pickle roll and apply glue. Be careful to make sure the glue doesn't go too far and that you have a clean edge. This is less important if you have room for overlap, as we did in the beginning. From here, you will need multiple people to ensure the roll lays flat. Once the roll has been laid flat, make sure the edge has enough glue. It may be necessary to do very detailed touch-ups on the edge. We're almost finished, but the next steps are also very crucial. We want to roll the entire pickleball court to accelerate the bond with the concrete and to push out any air pockets. These are very similar to vinyl stickers in the way that we cure the imperfections. The glue is very tacky underneath, so this may take a few tries. Once the surface is completely flat and free of bubbles or imperfections, we will install the permanent net. Measure and mark the locations of the poles. We only get one shot here, so it's important to do it correctly to prevent modifications to the pole. Mark all of your holes with a marker or chalk. Next, we will drill the holes with your concrete drill and bits. Use the provided expanding bolts to measure depth. Once measured, drill deep enough to allow the female end of the bolt to set flush with the roll. Do this for all of the holes. Next, align the holes with the pole and thread in the bolts. It may be necessary to tighten the bolts without the pole to ensure they expand and lock in place. Do not over-tighten and do not tighten fully until all of your bolts are inserted. This could warp the base or prevent holes from being aligned. Once all the bolts are in, tighten them and ensure the pole is stable. Repeat on the opposite side. This concludes our tutorial for installation. If you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to give us a call. We hope you enjoy your new pickleball court and are excited to show off the beautiful addition to your property.